My name is Paige Trent, and I'm 28 years old. 3 weeks ago, I was lying in a hospital bed with 3 broken ribs and a fractured wrist. And my parents sent me a voice message saying they were heading to Rome with my sister to enjoy themselves, and I should not call and bother them. That trip to Rome? I paid for every penny of it. The hotel, the flights, the spending money on the supplementary credit cards I gave them. So from that hospital bed, with an IV drip in my arm and gauze taped across my forehead, I picked up my phone and shut it all down. Every booking, every card. And I left them stranded in a country where they didn't speak the language, with nothing but their luggage and their audacity. Before I take you through everything that happened, if you enjoy stories like this, please take a moment to like and subscribe, but only if you genuinely like the story, and drop your location and local time in the comments. I'd love to know where you're listening from. Now let me take you back to 3 weeks ago, a Thursday evening in February, the night everything changed. It's 6:15 on a Thursday in February, and I'm driving south on I-95 towards Stamford. The roads are slick, freezing rain since noon, and my wipers are working double time. I'd stayed late at work finishing a quarterly report for Whitmore and Associates, the financial consulting firm where I've been an analyst for 4 years. My eyes are heavy, my shoulders ache, all I want is my couch and a bowl of soup. I see the intersection a second before the pickup truck runs the red. It hits the driver's side door at roughly 40 miles an hour. Glass everywhere. The seatbelt locks so hard it cracks something inside my chest. My right wrist slams against the steering column, and then everything tilts sideways, metal grinding on asphalt before going quiet. I wake up in an ambulance. A paramedic with kind eyes is saying my name. 3 broken ribs on the left side. A fractured right wrist. A gash above my eyebrow that'll need 11 stitches. I'm lucky, they tell me. I don't feel lucky. In the ER at Stamford Hospital, once they've run scans and stitched me up, I call my mother. It takes 4 rings. Paige, what's going on? Mom, I was in a car accident. I'm at Stamford Hospital. A pause. Then, oh, are you? I mean, how bad is it? I describe the ribs, the wrist, the stitches. I can hear the television in the background. Dad watching something. Well, you're talking to me, so you can't be that bad off. Do you need me to drive down there tonight? She says it like I've asked her to pick up dry cleaning. I think so, Mom. Yeah. Let me talk to your father. I'll call you back. She doesn't call back. I should give you some context about my family. My father, Gerald Trent, is 56. He was a sales manager at a plumbing supply company in Bridgeport until they let him go 2 years ago. Since then, he's been looking for the right opportunity, which mostly means watching ESPN on the recliner and complaining about the economy. My mother, Donna, is 54. She works part-time at a flower shop 3 days a week. Between the two of them, they bring in maybe $1,600 a month. Their rent is $1,800. I pay it, every month, on auto-pay from my checking account. I also cover my dad's car insurance, the family cell phone plan, and a stream of small transfers that add up to about $3,200 a month going out of my account and into their lives. Then there's my sister. Vivian Trent, 31 years old, hasn't held a job in 3 years. She quit her last one, receptionist at a dentist's office, because the hours didn't work for her energy. Whenever I bring it up, my parents shut me down. Your sister is trying, Paige. Don't put pressure on her. Vivian's phone bill? My account? Her grocery runs with Mom's card? Linked to my credit card. A month ago, I booked a trip to Rome for all 4 of us. Flights out of JFK, a hotel near Piazza Navona. 5 nights. It was supposed to be a birthday gift for my dad turning 57. A family vacation paid for entirely by me. $14,000 on my visa. I never thought of it as a burden. I thought of it as love. The kind of love where you hand over your credit card and hope that one day someone notices. Nobody ever did. That first night in the hospital is long. The fluorescent light above my bed flickers every few minutes. The heart monitor beeps in a rhythm I can't ignore. A nurse named Rachel checks on me every couple of hours. Adjusts the IV, asks about pain on a scale of 1 to 10. I say 6. It's an 8. I call my dad around 9. Voicemail. I call Vivian. Voicemail. I text my mom. Are you coming? Her reply comes 20 minutes later. Dad says get some rest, sweetie. I'll stop by tomorrow. She won't. Around midnight, Rachel comes in to check my vitals again. She glances around the room. No flowers, no extra chair pulled close, no jacket hanging on the door hook. Your family coming tonight? They're on the way, I say. I don't know why I say that. Maybe because the truth is harder to say out loud in a quiet room at midnight. Maybe because I've been covering for them so long it comes out automatically, like breathing. After Rachel leaves, I pick up my phone. I shouldn't look, but I do. Vivian's Instagram story. Posted 40 minutes ago. She's standing in a fitting room, holding up a floral sundress against her chest, head tilted, lips pursed. The text overlay reads, Rome prep, can't wait. Below it, another slide. A pair of new sandals, still in the box. Travel essentials. She's shopping for my trip. The trip I booked, the trip I'm paying for. While I'm lying in a hospital bed trying to breathe without my ribs screaming. I stare at that story for a long time. My sister is picking out sundresses for my vacation, and I'm picking glass out of my hair. I close the app and put the phone face down on the mattress. Friday morning. The pain in my ribs has settled into something steady and mean, the kind that punishes you every time you breathe too deep. A doctor comes in around 8, checks the x-rays, tells me the fractures are clean, but I'll need at least 3 more days under observation. My wrist is in a splint. Surgery is scheduled for tomorrow. I call my mom at 9:15. It rings and goes to voicemail. I try my dad. Same thing. 20 minutes later, a voice message notification appears. From Dad. I press play. There's noise in the background. Announcements, footsteps on tile, the hum of a crowd. An airport. Hey, kiddo. His voice is light. Cheerful, even. So we're heading to the airport right now. Going to Rome, your mom, Vivian, and me. We figured since you can't go anyway, no point wasting the tickets, right? A laugh. Donna says something muffled in the background. Anyway, get some rest, and don't call and bother us, okay? We're going to enjoy ourselves for once. We'll bring you back a souvenir or something. Feel better, sweetheart. Bye. 41 seconds. I play it again. No point wasting the tickets. Again. Don't call and bother us. I stare at the ceiling. The heart monitor keeps its steady count. Outside in the hallway, someone laughs. A nurse, maybe a visitor. Normal sounds from a normal world where people don't leave their injured daughters in hospitals and fly to Europe on her dime. I play the message one more time, just to make sure I heard it right. Just to make sure I'm not making it worse in my head than it actually is. I'm not. Something inside my chest shifts, and it isn't the broken ribs. The Instagram post goes up around 1 in the afternoon, East Coast time. Vivian, my mother, and my father. All 3 of them squeezed together in front of a departure gate at JFK. Big smiles, carry-on bags at their feet. The caption reads, Family vacation, finally. Rome, here we come. 47 likes within the first hour. 12 comments. Have the best time. And so jealous. And beautiful family. Beautiful family. My phone starts buzzing around 2. First, a text from a college friend named Andrea. Wait, aren't you in the hospital? I just saw Vivian's post. Your family is going to Rome without you? Then another, from my cousin Dina. Paige, is this real? Your sister posted Rome pics. Aren't you hurt? Then a coworker from the Stanford office. Hey, saw something on Instagram. Are you okay? Where is your family? Each message forces me to explain it out loud, and each time, the words taste worse. Yeah, they went. I'm still in the hospital. It's fine. But it isn't fine, and every time I type, it's fine, my hands shake a little more. The worst part isn't the questions. The worst part is the silence before I answer, that half second where I see myself through their eyes. A woman in a hospital bed, alone, while her family boards a plane with her money. Around 3, a text from Margot Ellis, my closest friend at work, the kind of person who says exactly what she means and never apologizes for it. I'm leaving the office now. I'll be at the hospital in 20 minutes. Don't argue. I don't argue. For the first time in 2 days, someone is coming. I put the phone down and wait. Margot walks in carrying a paper bag from the deli on Summer Street and a tote with a change of clothes. She sets everything on the side table, pulls the visitor chair close, and sits down without a word. Then she looks at me, really looks, and her jaw tightens. "Where is your family, Paige?" I open my mouth, and what comes out is the same excuse I've been rehearsing. "They already had the tickets, and since I couldn't go anyway..." I stop, mid-sentence, because I hear myself, and for the first time, I hear how insane it sounds. Margot doesn't push. She doesn't fill the silence with opinions. She just reaches over and takes my hand, careful, because the IV is in that arm, and holds it. After a minute, she asks quietly, "The trip? Who paid for it?" "I did, all of it." "The hotel?" "Me." "The flights?" "Me." "And who's lying in a hospital bed right now?" I don't answer. I don't need to. She sits with me for 3 hours that evening. She heats up the soup she brought. She charges my phone when the battery gets low. She doesn't tell me what to do. She doesn't say "I told you so." She just stays. When she's getting ready to leave around 9, she stops at the door and turns back. "I'm not going to tell you what to do, Paige, but I need you to hear what you just said out loud. You paid for a vacation, got hit by a truck, and your family took the vacation anyway, and they told you not to call." She pauses. "That's not a family disagreement. That's something else." She leaves. I lie in the dark. The monitor beeps. And I think. So at this point, I'm lying in a hospital bed, alone. And my family is somewhere over the Atlantic, heading to a vacation I paid for. My friend Margot just asked me who paid for the trip, and I couldn't even finish the sentence. If you've ever been the person everyone counts on but nobody shows up for, you know exactly what that silence feels like. Drop a comment and tell me, what would you have done next? Would you have called them? Or would you have done what I did? Stay with me. Saturday evening. My family has been in Rome for about 6 hours. I know this because Vivian's Instagram is a real-time travelogue. A shot of the Trevi fountain at golden hour, a plate of cacio e pepe with a heart emoji, a boomerang of my mother clinking a wine glass. Then my phone rings. Mom. FaceTime. I accept. Donna's face fills the screen. Behind her, the inside of a restaurant. Warm lighting, checkered tablecloth. Dad is in the background, fork in hand, a plate of something expensive in front of him. "Honey, how are you feeling? How's the hospital?" "The same," I say. "Still here." "Oh, good. Listen, the hotel wants some kind of deposit for the minibar, and your father wants to book a wine tour tomorrow. Could you send about 500 to Vivian's Venmo?" I look at the screen. My mother is holding a glass of red wine in a Roman restaurant, asking me, from my hospital bed, for $500. "You're asking me for money right now." "Don't be dramatic, sweetie. It's just 500. "I have 3 broken ribs, Mom. And we're praying for you every day, honey. Now, about the Venmo." "I have to go," I say. "The nurse needs to check my vitals." She doesn't ask which vitals. She doesn't ask if I'm in pain. She says, "Okay, well, let me know about the money. Love you." And the screen goes black. I set the phone on the mattress. Rachel walks in to adjust my IV. "Everything all right?" she asks. "Family stuff," I say. Rachel glances around the empty room, the same way she's done every shift. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't have to. Sunday morning. I wake up to a wall of blue text bubbles from Vivian. "Mom said you hung up on her last night? That's really rude, Paige. She was trying to include you. Also, the hotel wants the card again for incidentals. Can you call them? And can you extend the reservation by 2 nights? Dad wants to see the Colosseum on Monday, and there's this amazing cooking class on Tuesday." I read each message twice. My right wrist is swollen inside the splint, surgery is in 4 hours, and my sister is asking me to extend a vacation I can't attend. I put the phone down, pick it up again. Another message from Vivian. This one has a photo attached. A selfie in front of the Trevi fountain. She's wearing the floral sundress from the fitting room, the one from her Instagram story 2 days ago. Big smile. Caption in the text. "Making memories. Wish you were here, sis." Wish you were here. I look at the photo for a long time. She's standing in Roman sunlight in a dress bought for my trip, on my credit card, with my parents beside her. And she writes, "Wish you were here," like it's a postcard from someone who actually means it. Rachel comes in to prep me for surgery. She sees my face. You okay? Yeah, I say. Just my sister. Rachel pauses by the bed, looks at the empty chair, the empty room. No flowers except the ones Margot brought. No cards except the one from my office. You know, she says softly, adjusting my hospital gown. In 5 years working this floor, I've learned something. The people who show up, they're the family that counts. She wheels me toward the operating room. I don't say anything, but I hear her. I come out of wrist surgery Sunday afternoon. The pain meds make everything soft around the edges, but my mind is sharp in a way it hasn't been in days. Maybe it's the anesthesia clearing out, or maybe it's that something broke open inside me that has nothing to do with bones. I open my banking app. The transaction history on my supplementary cards reads like a restaurant review. Gerald's card, $320 at Ristorante da Pancrazio. Donna's card, $180 at a boutique on Via del Corso. Vivian's card, $95 at a cocktail bar near the Spanish Steps. $595. One day. I scroll further. The hotel charge, $2,400 for 5 nights, pending. The round-trip flights, 4 tickets, $8,200 total. The travel insurance I added in case of emergency. The emergency turned out to be me. I open the Notes app on my phone and start a list. Not out of anger, out of clarity. Every monthly payment I make on behalf of my family. Rent, $1,800. Dad's insurance, $340. Family phone plan, $280. Vivian's miscellaneous expenses, $400. Random transfers, $300 to $500. Grand total, roughly $3,200 a month, $38,000 a year. For people who sent me a voice message from an airport terminal telling me to stop bothering them. I close the app, open it again, close it. Margot calls that evening to check in. I answer on the first ring. How was surgery? Fine. Clean pins, 6 weeks in a cast. Good. How are you doing? Actually doing? I look at the ceiling. Then, I need you to help me think clearly about something. A pause. Then Margot says, very quietly, I've been waiting for you to say that. I put the phone down and close my eyes. Not because I'm tired, because I'm making a decision. Monday morning. I call the credit card company at 8 a.m. sharp. Good morning, this is First National Visa. How can I help you? I'd like to confirm my account information. I'm the primary cardholder, Paige M. Trent. The representative pulls up my profile. I ask her to list the supplementary cards on my account. Yes, ma'am. You have 3 supplementary cards issued. Gerald A. Trent, Donna L. Trent, and Vivian R. Trent, all linked to your primary account. And I'm the one liable for all charges, correct? That's correct. As the primary cardholder, all charges, payments, and account decisions are under your authority. Thank you. That's all I needed for now. I hang up and open the booking confirmation for Hotel Navona on my email. Reservation name, Paige Trent. Payment method, Visa ending in 4871. Checkout, Wednesday. Then the airline app. 4 round-trip tickets, JFK to Fiumicino. Booked under my frequent flyer account. Paid with the same Visa. Everything. The rooms, the flights, the spending cards. Every piece of this trip exists because my name is on it. My credit, my money, my account. I don't do anything yet. I just verify. Like pulling up a blueprint before you decide whether to renovate or demolish. Margot texts at noon. How are you today? I reply, doing research. Good kind or scary kind? Both. Around 1, I pull up the autopay settings for my parents' rent. Landlord. Parkview Properties, Bridgeport. Monthly transfer. $1,800 from Paige Trent's checking account, scheduled for the 1st of every month. I stare at that screen for a while. The cursor blinks. The monitor beeps. And I think about what it means to be the only name holding everything together, and what happens when that name decides to let go. Monday afternoon. I'm adjusting the pillow behind my back, slowly, because every movement costs me, when there's a knock at the door. Not Margot's quick double tap. Something more formal. Daniel Whitmore, The founder and managing director of Whitmore and Associates walks in holding a bouquet of yellow tulips and a card the size of a dinner plate, signed by the entire team. The office isn't the same without you, Paige. He sets the flowers on the windowsill, right next to Margot's daisies, the only two arrangements in the room. He takes the visitor chair, and I can see his eyes move across the space the way mine have been doing for 4 days. No family photos propped on the table, no overnight bag from a parent who stayed, no half-eaten Tupperware from a sister's kitchen. Your family couldn't make it today? He asks. Casual, not prying. I let the question sit for a beat. Then, they're in Rome. Daniel's expression doesn't change much, a slight tightening around the jaw, a half-second pause before he nods. I see. He clears his throat. Well, you take whatever time you need. Full pay. I've already cleared it with HR and Paige. He leans forward slightly. You have people who care about you here. I want you to know that. He stays for 20 minutes. We talk about a client portfolio I'd been managing, about the weather, about nothing important. Normal things. The kind of conversation you have when someone simply wants you to know they showed up. After he leaves, I sit with it. My boss drove 30 minutes to bring me flowers and a card. My parents flew 3,000 miles in the opposite direction, on my credit card, and told me not to call. The math doesn't lie. It never does. Monday night. My phone buzzes at 11:15. Gerald, voice call. I answer because I want to hear what he sounds like when he's spending my money. There's music in the background, something jazzy, live, glasses clinking, laughter. He's at a bar or a restaurant with a late crowd. Paige, he's louder than normal. A drink or two past cheerful. Listen, I need you to wire me €1,000. The wine here, you wouldn't believe it. And Vivian found this cooking class, a private one, where they teach you to make pasta from scratch. It's Tuesday afternoon, €400. So let's call it 1,400 total. You can Venmo it to Vivian tonight. Dad, I had surgery on my wrist this morning. Yeah, your mom mentioned something. But you're fine. You're tough, Paige. Always have been. A pause. I hear him take a sip. Now, about that wire. I have to go. The nurse needs me. Okay. Send it tonight if you can. Love you, kiddo. He hangs up. I lie in the dark and stare at the ceiling tiles. You're tough, Paige. Always have been. He says it like a compliment. But it isn't. It's permission. Permission to neglect me. Because I'll handle it. I always handle it. I'll pay the bill, absorb the pain, and show up smiling, because that's what tough people do. Except right now, lying in this bed with pins in my wrist and tape across my ribs, I don't feel tough. I feel used. And for the first time in 28 years, I don't feel guilty about what I'm going to do next. I reach for my phone. I open the Notes app with my good hand. And I start making a different kind of list. Tuesday afternoon. 3 of my coworkers from the Stamford office come to visit. Jenna, Marcus, and Dave. They arrive in a cluster, holding a gift basket from the deli, a stack of gossip magazines, and a small stuffed bear wearing a tie that says, "Get well soon, boss lady." They pull chairs around the bed. Jenna pours me water. Marcus adjusts the blinds. It feels like a meeting, except the agenda is kindness. Then Dave, scrolling his phone between bites of a cookie, says the thing that cracks the room open. Hey, your sister's Instagram is wild. She's in Rome? That's so cool. He looks up from the screen. Who's watching you while she's there? Silence. I feel the air change. Jenna looks at me. Marcus stops chewing. Nobody, I say. They took my trip. Dave blinks. Wait, what do you mean your trip? I booked it, paid for all of it. Flights, hotel, everything. It was supposed to be a family vacation. And they went without you, Jenna says. While you're here. While I'm here. Marcus pulls out his phone and opens Vivian's Instagram. The most recent post. All 3 of them eating gelato in front of the Pantheon. My mother is laughing. My father is holding up 2 scoops like a trophy. Vivian is mid-bite, sunglasses on, Rome golden behind her. 47 likes, 14 comments. Marcus turns the phone toward me. She has 47 likes on that gelato photo. He pauses. You have 3 broken ribs. Nobody says anything for a long moment. Then Jenna leans forward and puts her hand on the blanket near mine. Paige, you know this isn't okay, right? I nod, slowly. Because I do know. I've known since Friday morning. I just needed someone else to say it out loud. Margot arrives 20 minutes later. She's heard from Marcus, who texted her from the hallway. She walks in and sets her bag down like she's preparing for a long evening. "Can I hear it?" she asks. She doesn't say what. I know what she means. I pull up the voice message, the one from Friday morning. I press play, speaker on. Gerald's voice fills the room. The airport noise, the casual laugh, the words that have been looping in my head for 4 days. "Don't call and bother us, okay? We're going to enjoy ourselves for once." The message ends. 41 seconds of silence follows. Dave is the first to speak. "For once," he repeats, like they've been suffering. Jenna's eyes are wet. She doesn't cry easily. I've seen her handle client meltdowns without flinching. But she's looking at me like I'm someone she needs to protect. Margot's voice is very quiet. "Paige, that's not family." Marcus: "You don't owe them anything." My phone buzzes on the mattress. A notification from my banking app. Vivian's supplementary card. Transaction, $410. Merchant: Terme di Roma Luxury Spa. I read it out loud because I can't help it. She's getting a spa treatment, $410, on my card, while I can't even shower without help. Nobody tries to comfort me. Nobody tells me to calm down. They just sit with it, the way Margot did 3 nights ago, except now there are witnesses. Now the silence has weight. I pick up my phone. I open the banking app. My hands aren't shaking anymore. Margot watches me. "Whatever you're about to do," she says. "I'm staying." I look at her, then at the others, then at the screen. "I'm going to need about 30 minutes. They step into the hallway, all 4 of them, and close the door behind them. Not because I ask, because they understand. I sit up in the bed. It hurts. My ribs protest every degree of incline. I breathe through it, shallow and steady, the way the physical therapist taught me. I open the Notes app and read the list I started last night. Every payment, every transfer, every monthly autopay that flows from my account into my family's life. Then I look at my left hand, the one without the cast. Purple bruises from the IV. A scrape near the knuckle from the crash. Skin that hasn't been touched by anyone in my family since before the accident. Then I look at the room, white walls, beeping monitor, 1 card from my office, 2 bouquets, Margot's daisies and Daniel's tulips, no cards from my parents, no flowers from my sister. I think about the voice message, about the spa transaction, about "Don't be dramatic, sweetie," about "You're tough, Paige," and I make my decision. Not from anger, though there's anger. Not from hurt, though the hurt is enormous. I make it from the same place I make every financial decision at work. From the numbers. From the facts. From what's sustainable and what's not. I text Margot. "Can you come back in? Just you." She slips through the door 30 seconds later and sits down. "I've made a decision," I say. "I need you to know I'm not acting out of emotion. I've thought about this." She nods. "What do you need from me?" "Just sit with me while I do it." She pulls the chair closer and folds her hands in her lap. I pick up my phone, and I start taking back everything that has my name on it. First call, Hotel Navona. The front desk picks up on the 3rd ring. I give my name, the confirmation number, and the last 4 digits of my card. "I'd like to cancel the reservation, effective immediately." "Ma'am, the guests are currently checked in. Are they aware of—" "They will be." A pause, some clicking. "The reservation has been cancelled. The room must be vacated by 6 p.m. local time." "Thank you." Second call, the airline. I pull up the booking on my app. 4 round-trip tickets, JFK to Fiumicino. I cancel 3 return flights, Gerald, Donna, Vivian. I keep mine. The system allows a partial refund on unused segments. The agent hesitates. "You're sure you want to cancel the other 3 passengers' return flights?" "I'm sure." Third step, the banking app. I navigate to supplementary cards. 3 cards listed. Gerald, Donna, Vivian. I select all 3. The app asks, "Freeze selected cards?" I tap yes. A confirmation code arrives by text. I enter it. Status, frozen. Last step, I open my checking account settings. Recurring payments. Parkview Properties, Bridgeport, $1,800, scheduled for March 1st. I tap Cancel Recurring Payment. A confirmation window asks me to type Cancel in capital letters. I type it with my left hand, one letter at a time. CANCEL. I put the phone down on the mattress. Margot is sitting perfectly still, her hands folded, watching me the way you watch someone walk out of a burning building. It's done, I say. She nods, reaches over, squeezes my good hand. How do you feel? I lean back against the pillow. For the first time in 5 days, something in my chest loosens that has nothing to do with cracked ribs. Lighter, I say. I feel lighter. The call comes at 4:17 p.m., 10:17 at night, Rome time. Donna, not FaceTime this time. Voice call. Urgent. Her words tumble out fast, stacking on top of each other. Paige, the hotel. They came to our room and told us we have to leave. They said the reservation was canceled. There must be a mistake. Can you call them? There's no mistake, I say. I canceled it. A beat. Then, what? I canceled the reservation. It's my booking, Mom. My name, my card. I took it back. You, Paige, we're in Rome. We have nowhere to... The phone shuffles. Gerald's voice, sharp and loud. What the hell have you done? We're standing in the lobby with our suitcases. The man at the desk says we owe 600 euros for tonight and he's not letting us back upstairs. I know, I say. That's between you and the hotel now. Between us and... Paige, this is insane. You can't just... You sent me a voice message, I say. My voice is calm. I practiced this sentence in my head for 3 days. You told me not to bother you, so I won't. But I'm also not paying for you anymore. You ungrateful little... I end the call. Margot is still sitting in the chair, her eyebrows raised. Ungrateful, I say. He called me ungrateful. After everything I've paid for. Margot shakes her head slowly. The only time you become ungrateful is when you stop being useful. The phone buzzes again. I silence it. It buzzes once more. And again. And again. I turn it face down. They'll figure it out, I say. Adults do. For the first time in a very long time, I'm not the one solving the problem, and the relief is almost physical. Half an hour later. Vivian. Voice call. She opens with tears, the full performance. Hitching breath, trembling voice, the kind of crying that sounds practiced if you've heard it enough times. Paige, please. I know you're upset, but you can't do this to us. We're stuck. My card doesn't work, Dad's card doesn't work, Mom's card doesn't work. Those are my cards, Vivian, not yours. But we have nowhere to go. It's almost midnight here. You have a phone. Call the embassy. Call a friend. Do what adults do. How can you do this to your own family? Her voice rises. We didn't abandon you, Paige. We just went on a trip. You went on my trip, while I was in the hospital. And Dad told me not to call. She pauses. Not from shock, I realize, but to regroup. When she speaks again, the tears are gone. The voice is harder. I'm going to tell everyone what you did. You'll look like a monster. I wait a beat. And I'll play them the voice message. We'll see who looks worse. Silence. A long one. Then very quietly. You wouldn't. I already played it for 4 people today, Vivian. In this hospital room. They heard every word. More silence. Then the line goes dead. I set the phone down. The screen shows 17 missed calls and 23 unread texts. All in the last 40 minutes. I don't open any of them. Margot stands up and stretches. You good? Yeah. You want me to stay? No. I think I'm going to sleep. Actually sleep. She hugs me carefully, around the shoulders, avoiding the ribs, and leaves. That night, for the first time since the accident, I sleep through until morning. The phone stays face down, and nobody comes to Rome to save me, because I already saved myself. So my family is standing on a street in Rome with their suitcases, no hotel, no working credit cards, and no return flights. And I'm lying in a hospital bed in Connecticut, finally breathing without the weight of them on my chest. Literally. 3 broken ribs, remember? Tell me in the comments, is what I did too far, or was it long overdue? And if you're still with me, stay. Because what happens when they get home is even more interesting. I find out what happened next in pieces, mostly from my mother, weeks later, when she's calm enough to tell it straight. After I hung up on Vivian, Gerald tried 2 ATMs near the hotel. Both rejected his card. He tried Donna's. Same thing. Vivian's. Declined. 3 adults standing in front of a cash machine on a Roman sidewalk at midnight, each holding a piece of plastic that used to work. Gerald called his younger brother, Uncle Ray, back in Ohio. It was 6 in the evening there. Ray picked up on the second ring. "I need you to wire me money," Gerald said. "Western Union. We're stuck in Rome." "Stuck how?" Gerald told him. Not the full version, his version. The one where Paige had some kind of episode and canceled everything for no reason. Ray listened. Then he asked one question. "Let me get this straight. Paige paid for the trip. She's in the hospital with broken ribs. And you went to Rome anyway and told her not to call you?" Gerald didn't answer right away. "I'll wire you enough to get home," Ray said. "But Gerald, you need to hear yourself." Ray sent $1,400 through Western Union, enough for 3 economy seats on the next available flight, which wasn't until Wednesday morning. That meant 2 more nights. They spent those nights at a budget hostel near Termini Station. Bunk beds, shared bathrooms, no wine tours, no cooking classes. My mother later told me Vivian cried the entire first night. My father sat in the hostel lobby with his head in his hands until 2 in the morning. My mother couldn't sleep, so she walked the hallways with her phone, checking over and over whether the credit card had been unfrozen. It hadn't. It wouldn't. Wednesday afternoon. The doctor signs my discharge papers. 6 weeks in a wrist cast, 2 more weeks of rib recovery. No heavy lifting, no driving. Painkillers for the first week, then over the counter. Margot picks me up in her silver Honda. She carries my bag. She opens the car door. She drives carefully over every bump. My apartment is quiet when I get home. Small, a 1-bedroom in Stamford, but mine. Paid for with my salary, my name on the lease, nobody else's. I sit on the couch and look around. For the first time in I don't know how long, my phone is silent. No texts from Donna asking about the rent. No calls from Gerald about insurance. No messages from Vivian about anything. I open my laptop and pull up my finances. Without the monthly transfers to my family, my budget has a hole in it. Except the hole is on the other side now. $3,200 a month that used to disappear into their lives is sitting in my account, unspent. I go through the auto-pay settings one by one. Rent for Parkview Properties, already canceled. Gerald's car insurance. I call and remove my payment method. Family phone plan. I switch it to individual, covering only my line. Every click feels like unclenching a fist I didn't know was closed. Margot heats up chicken soup in my kitchen. We sit at the small table by the window and eat. Snow is falling outside, soft and steady, covering the sidewalk in white. "How do you feel?" she asks. I think about it, really think. Like I lost 10 pounds overnight, and I don't mean from the hospital food. She laughs. I laugh. It hurts my ribs, and I don't care. For the first time in years, my phone is quiet, and it's the most beautiful sound. Friday morning, 2 days after I leave the hospital. A knock on my apartment door, hard, impatient, the kind that rattles the hinges. I open it with my left hand, the cast on my right arm visible in the doorway. Gerald, Donna, Vivian, all 3 of them standing in the hallway with the look of people who've spent 30 hours in economy seats and 2 nights in a hostel and still haven't processed what happened. "We need to talk," Gerald says, "about what you did." "Come in," I say. "But keep your voice down. My ribs are still healing." They sit. Gerald takes the armchair like he owns it. Donna perches on the edge of the couch. Vivian stands by the window, arms crossed. Gerald leans forward. "You humiliated us. Your Uncle Ray thinks I'm the worst father alive. Vivian cried the whole flight home. Your mother barely slept in 3 days." I let him finish. Then, "You humiliated yourselves. All I did was stop paying." "But we're your family, Paige," Donna says. Her eyes are red. "You don't just cut people off like that. Family doesn't send voice messages telling their injured daughter not to call." I keep my voice level, steady. The way I speak in client meetings when the numbers are bad and everyone wants to panic. Family doesn't book spa days while their daughter is in surgery. Family doesn't call from a restaurant to ask for $500. The room goes still. Gerald opens his mouth and I raise my good hand. I'm not finished. He closes it. The monitor in my chest is still beeping. Not literally, but something inside me is counting beats, measuring the space between what I used to tolerate and what I will not tolerate again. Here's what's going to change, I say. I'm done paying your rent. I'm done paying Vivian's phone bill. I'm done covering the insurance, the groceries, the transfers. I'm done funding a life where I'm needed but not wanted. Gerald stands up. You can't just cut us off, Paige. We depend on you. I know you do. That's the problem. I don't raise my voice. I don't need to. Dad, you're 56. You can work. Mom, you work 3 days a week. Make it 5. Vivian. I look at my sister. You're 31 years old. It's time. Donna's chin trembles. You don't understand how hard it is. I was in a car accident and nobody came. I understand hard. Vivian uncrosses her arms. So this is revenge? You're punishing us? No, I say. This is a boundary. Revenge would be sending that voice message to everyone you know. I haven't done that. I pause. Yet. The word hangs in the room like smoke. Gerald sits back down. Vivian looks at the floor. Donna reaches for my hand. I let her take it, but I don't squeeze back. I'm not saying I'll never help again, I say. I'm saying the way it was. The monthly payments, the cards, the automatic transfers. That's over. If we're going to have a relationship, it has to be built on something besides my bank account. Nobody argues. Gerald stares at the carpet. Donna wipes her eyes. Vivian picks at the hem of her sleeve. I think you should go now, I say. I need to rest. They leave one by one. Donna is last. She stops at the door and looks back. And for a moment, I see something in her face that might be the beginning of understanding. Then she's gone, and the apartment is quiet again. 2 weeks pass. I heal. My ribs stop screaming every time I cough. The cast on my wrist goes from unbearable to annoying. I go back to work on a modified schedule, half days at first, then full. Meanwhile, the dominoes fall. Gerald has to sell his pickup truck to cover March rent. He lists it on Craigslist for $4,500, gets $38. It's enough for 1 month. He starts looking for jobs. Actually looking, not pretending. He lands a part-time position at Home Depot, stocking shelves in the hardware section. It pays $14 an hour, and it's the first paycheck he's earned in over 2 years. Donna goes full-time at the flower shop. Her boss, a woman named Cheryl, gives her extra hours arranging wedding orders. Donna is good at it. She always has been. She just never had to be. Vivian, and this surprises me most, fills out applications. 3 of them in 1 week. She gets a call back from a restaurant called Birchwood Grill and starts as a hostess the following Monday. 25 hours a week, $9 an hour plus tips. It isn't much, but it's hers. Uncle Ray calls me on a Saturday afternoon. His voice is warm and steady, the way it's always been. The one member of my father's family who never made me feel small. I'm proud of you, kid, he says. Your dad's been coasting for years. Your mother's been enabling it. And nobody said a damn thing until you did. I didn't do it to punish them, Uncle Ray. I know, that's exactly why it worked. After we hang up, I sit at my kitchen table and look at my bank balance. $3,200 more than last month. No money gone to rent, insurance, phones, or groceries for people who forgot me in a hospital. It's mine, all of it. A Thursday evening, about 3 weeks after the confrontation, a knock on my door, quiet this time. Not Gerald's demanding pound. Something tentative. Donna. Alone. No coat, like she left in a hurry. She stands in the hallway for a moment before I step aside to let her in. She sits on the couch, hands in her lap, and doesn't speak for almost a full minute. I let the silence do its work. I know I messed up, she says finally. I should have stayed with you at the hospital. I should have been the first person through that door. Yes, I say. You should have. Your father said the tickets would go to waste, and Vivian was so excited, and she'd been having such a hard time. So Vivian's excitement was more important than my broken ribs. She flinches. Not a lot. just enough to tell me the sentence landed. I'm your mother, Paige. I love you. I have always loved you. Then love me like I matter, not like I'm a credit card with a heartbeat. She covers her mouth with her hand. Her shoulders shake. I don't move to comfort her. Not because I'm cruel, but because I've spent years absorbing her feelings at the expense of my own, and I can't do it anymore. I don't know how to fix this, she whispers. Start by showing up, I say. Not when you need something, just show up. She nods. She stands. She walks to the door and puts her hand on the knob. I'm sorry, Paige. I know, Mom. She leaves. I watch her car pull out of the lot from my kitchen window. The taillights disappear around the corner. I don't cry. I make tea. I sit by the window and drink it slowly while the sky turns dark. A month after Rome. A text from Vivian. No preamble, no drama, no crying face emojis. Just 3 lines. I got my first paycheck today. $412.50 after taxes. It's not much, but it's mine. I read it twice. Then I set the phone down and go make dinner. Roasted chicken, a salad, nothing fancy. I eat at the kitchen table with a podcast playing in the background, and I think about what to say. There are a lot of things I could write. I could remind her that $412.50 is what she charged at a luxury spa in Rome on my credit card. I could point out that if she'd gotten a job 3 years ago, we might have had a very different story. I could say nothing at all. Instead, I pick up the phone after dinner and type, "That's good, Vivian, I mean it." She replies with a single thumbs up emoji, no follow-up, no ask. I put the phone down and sit with the feeling. It isn't forgiveness, not yet. It isn't trust. It's something smaller and more careful, like the first green shoot that pushes through concrete. You don't know if it'll survive. You just notice it's there. My relationship with Vivian right now is polite. We text occasionally, surface-level things. How's work? How's the weather? She doesn't ask for money. I don't offer it. There's a distance between us that wasn't there before, and I'm not sure it'll ever close completely. But she has a paycheck, and she earned it herself, and she told me about it not because she wanted something, but because, maybe, she wanted me to know. I don't need to burn every bridge. I just need to stop being the one everyone walks on. 6 weeks after the accident. The cast comes off on a Tuesday. My wrist is pale and thin underneath, the kind of skin that hasn't seen sunlight in over a month. The doctor flexes it gently. Good mobility, he says. You'll want physical therapy for a few weeks, but you're healing well. I drive home and open my laptop. I go to a booking site and type in a destination I've been thinking about since the hospital. Amalfi Coast, 5 nights, a small hotel with a terrace overlooking the water. 1 room, 1 guest. I book it, my card, my name, my trip. Margot calls that evening and I tell her, "You're going to Italy?" She sounds half amused, half concerned. After everything? I paid for a trip to Italy, I say. I deserve to go to Italy. Just my version. She laughs. Fair enough. Bring me back a limoncello. 2 weeks later, I'm sitting on a balcony in Positano. The Tyrrhenian Sea stretches out below, blue fading to silver at the horizon. The air smells like lemon trees and salt. I'm holding a glass of limoncello, cold, sweet, almost too strong. And my phone is turned off. No notifications. No texts asking for money. No voice messages telling me to stop bothering anyone. Just the sound of waves against the cliffs and a breeze that smells like something I can't name. Freedom, maybe, or self-respect, something I couldn't afford when I was too busy paying for everyone else. I take a photo of the sunset and save it to my camera roll. I don't post it anywhere. I don't need anyone to see it. This isn't for Instagram. This isn't for Vivian's followers or my mother's approval. This one is just for me. I want to tell you something and I promise I'll keep it short. For most of my adult life, I believed that being a good daughter meant being useful. That love was measured in bank transfers and autopay schedules and the number of times I said yes when I should have said no. I thought that if I stopped giving, I'd lose them, that the moment my credit card stopped working, so would their love. It took 3 broken ribs and a 41-second voice message from my father to realize, if someone only values you when you're paying, they don't value you. They value what you provide. I don't hate my parents. I don't hate Vivian. Hate takes energy I'd rather spend on myself. But I've stopped confusing obligation with love, and I've stopped treating my bank account like a substitute for a relationship. My family now? It's complicated. We talk sometimes. Short calls, usually on Sundays. My mother sends me a small potted plant from the flower shop every month. She doesn't attach a note, she just sends it. I keep them on my windowsill. There are 4 of them now, lined up in a row. Gerald apologized. It took him 2 months, but he said it. I'm sorry, Paige. Just those 3 words. No excuses attached. I said, thank you, Dad. And I meant it. But I didn't offer to pay his rent. I still have the voice message saved on my phone. I don't play it anymore. I don't need to. It's there the way a scar is there. Not because you want to remember the injury, but because the healing left a mark that reminds you what you survived. If you're someone's ATM and they call it love, check the receipts. The numbers don't lie. They never do. So, here's where things stand now. Gerald works 4 days a week at Home Depot. He drives a used Corolla he bought with the truck money. He doesn't love the job, but he shows up. He told Uncle Ray last week that it feels good to have a routine again. Ray told me. Gerald wouldn't say it to my face. Not yet. Donna is full-time at the flower shop. She's gotten good at wedding arrangements, so good that Cheryl is talking about making her a manager. She still sends me a plant every month. The last one was a small lavender. It smells like her kitchen used to, back when I was little and things were simpler. Vivian moved out of my parents' house. She rents a room in a shared apartment in Fairfield. She's been at the restaurant for 2 months now and just got bumped from hostess to server. Better tips. She and I text once a week or so. Polite, brief, nothing deep. We're not close. I don't know if we ever will be again, but she's standing on her own feet, and that's something. I got promoted at Whitmore and Associates, senior analyst. Daniel shook my hand at the announcement meeting and said, "You've always been the strongest person in this office. Now you know it too." And the voice message? It's still on my phone. 41 seconds I'll carry for the rest of my life. Last week my dad called, not to ask for money. He said, "I'm sorry, Paige, for Rome, for the message, for all of it." 2 words that took 2 months. I said, "Thank you, Dad." And I meant it. But I didn't offer to pay his rent. Some bridges don't need to be burned. They just need a toll booth. So that's my story. A car crash, a voice message, and 3 broken ribs that somehow helped me fix what was really broken. If this story hit home for you, if you've ever been the person who gives everything and gets a voicemail in return, I'd love to hear your story. Drop it in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, check the description. There are a few down there that might feel familiar. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself first, because nobody else is going to do it for you.